A reverend carjacked as he prepared for a community breakfast. WJZ has shown you surveillance video of the robbery, but tonight we hear from the victim as police continue to hunt for the suspects. WJZ is live. Avajoy Burnett spoke to the reverend about the encounter. Avajoy?
Mary, that reverend was carjacked on Christmas Eve morning as he prepared for a community event, as you said. He said all he could see when those suspects walked up to him were their eyes.
The whole time I had my clergy collar on, they knew I was a pastor or reverend.
Reverend Earl Blue is counting his blessings after someone stuck a gun in his face and carjacked him around 6 Christmas Eve morning. Cameras mounted over the parking lot of his Park Heights church captured the encounter. From the moment the reverend pulled up and walked to the back seat of his SUV, only to have a dark-colored car appear out of the blue.
And when I turned around, they had a gun pointed at my head. And I became angry for a moment.
The reverend said that anger only lasted for a few seconds because even in that moment, he had a connection with the very people who took his SUV and drove off.
God changed my heart from anger into compassion for those little kids.
The pastor said he recently bought the SUV a few months ago. They've recovered it, but they will have to take it to the body shop.
Baltimore police are still looking for the 4 suspects.
Again, these individuals were patrolling that area, prowling, looking for a victim.
Reverend Blue says the church, which also doubles as a rehabilitation facility, has been broken into before, and that's why these cameras were installed. The video ended up capturing what could have been a deadly encounter.
I feel blessed. I really don't have any remorse about anything about the incident because what it did is put those young men at the top of my prayer list.
The reverend said those suspects initially took his phone and church ID, but they drove back and dropped those items off. But be reminded that they still took off with his SUV. Live tonight, Avajoy Burnett for WJZ.
What an experience for him, Avajoy. I'm so glad he's okay. Thank you. Once again, the SUV has been recovered, but police are still searching for those suspects.